Hello, hello. The next part in Gideon's adventure takes him to fighting harpies. Basically, the city has fallen under attack, and apparently the prisoners are their last hope. Either this is a really trusting city, or the prisoners were incarcerated for things that really weren't all that bad. Because, in all honesty, if the prisoners are your last hope, something is wrong. Because what's to stop the prisoners from, helping the harpies burn the city to the ground and then escaping to freedom? More elite vanguards and more cat people. And already one new card we have is... Ooh, double lands. Those are always fun. Really helps with multicolored decks. If you get enough double lands going.
Some abilities trigger whenever something else.
Yeah, that is another skill quest, not worth it. If you don't know triggered abilities, things like that, they're really helpful. For the most part, you know how they work. The skill quests are awful. I kept hoping they would get better, but I don't think I encountered one throughout the game that was pleasant. Once again, the strategy is fairly simple. Play as much as possible. Aha! Our first reach creature. It's going to make trouble for our flying. Can't play anything else, so I decide to play the instant, buffing everything up, because basically in this one the more damage you do, the better. And of course it uses the reach to block the flying, flock the buying. Mutually assured destruction, but I wanted the reach out of the way because I did not want it to interfere with Forsaken Drifters. One of those cards that in the right deck is really useful because black has a lot of ways to bring stuff back from the graveyard, so sending the top 3 from your deck to the graveyard, or 4, whatever it is, isn't all that bad for the cost, but you're not. But not only does our new creature fly, it has double strike. Double strike is similar to first strike. First strike, basically it attacks before the other monster attacks, so they both have first strike. It happens at the same time. And then with double strike, there's a second attack that happens at the same time as normal attacks. Make it often easier for a creature with double strike to kill something without taking damage, or mow through something. Unfortunately, our opponents are harpies, so they bring out a flying creature of their own, and it seems young Gideon has taken to using traveling philosophers as harpy fun. most of the creatures that have double strike are usually shown using either 2 weapons, or there's a couple of two-headed dog, two-headed creatures that get double strike, negating that basically they take a bite with both heads. And of course, it does capitalize a little bit on the fact that it discards cards, but instead of bringing it to the field, it's to the hand. Which, if you chain it right, you can basically pull one card out of the graveyard, pulls another card out of the graveyard, so you get 2 creatures for the price of 1. Which is always fabulous and is some of my favorite kind of decks. And since it has nothing to stop my flying creature, I keep the other 2 in reserve, because you create what I like to call the Magic the Gathering arms race. You don't want to attack because you'll lose all your creatures. I don't want to attack because I'll lose all my creatures, so we both just kind of sit there building up our forces until one of us gets a card that turns the tide in our favor. Or it looks like next turn you're going to steamroll me into enough damage to kill me anyway, so I'll go on a suicidal attack, hoping you'll just botch it or something, or you'll do enough, or you'll think that basically I have a card in my hand that'll buff the field and do lethal damage. So you basically send in some of your creatures to blunt the attack, and it basically stops you from being able to kill me next turn. It doesn't always work, because basically if I don't actually have a card that buffs anything on the field to do lethal, you take the blunt of the attack, and then I have nothing to block with, so I just die. But despite fighting harpies, they have a surprising and more traveling philosophers. Basically, if they don't have a way to get rid of my flying creature, I threaten lethal next turn. So they're going into a full-on suicidal attack. They haven't played any mana. And I decide that, you know what, I don't want to take any damage. So yeah, let's just go ahead and throw that last one in there. Confirmed lock. Goodbye, my traveling philosophers. I just used you as a shield. More Eagles of the Watch. They have nothing to block with. And the music seems to be already aware that this is the final push. Woohoo! Gideon fends off the harpy attacks and gets a little bit more in the city's good graces. And of course, we earn air superiority, 15 damage, and dealt no... and took no damage. With the harpy threat cold. What is next in store for our young Gideon and his fabulous sideburns? Join us next time.